We all have romantic templates about our bosses. In fact, we write the job description of how the boss should behave with our friends, peers, and that's the point of discussion all the time, isn't it? So much so that sometimes when if it doesn't meet that template, we refuse to report to even certain people if we are in a situation of control, let's say. Once I was in a situation where I decided on a structure, we thought about a lot of things and finally said these two guys will actually report to this person, and it was an elaborate planning session. And when we communicate this to the people involved, one of them came and said, I can't report to so-and-so. I asked why. He said, look, we are peers, and he went on, and everything looked logical from his point of view. But I was in a fix because this guy was important to us, so was the guy whom we were promoting. I had already told my boss that we're going to implement this. But here I was in a situation where, we were committed to a guy, the other guy is refusing to report. What do we do? I swallowed my pride and said, let the status quo continue, did not do the disruption and allowed things as to be because I was afraid of creating this disruption. I was wondering whether this is the new reality of work world today where people can refuse to report to somebody and get away with that. Of course, large organizations sometimes take iron fist and say, you better report, and people end up quitting. But not, agreeing to report is no longer a crime in my view. Yeah, I've been guilty before, I've done that. I distinctly remember once in a situation where I was actually offered a new boss, not offered, told that, I'm getting a new boss. I said, no, this is not happening. I had my own impressions about the gentleman, and I somewhere felt it was coming from nowhere. And I told my HR director, look, I'm not happy about this. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is exactly what I said. You can say I was threatening, not proud of what happened in the past, but I'm just narrating. And at that point of time, my HR director was kind. She said, give me some time, went back, they reversed the decision, and I had my way. But I always wondered if they had said, no, you better report, what would I have done? The gentleman went on to do well in the organization. I always felt, what I did to the person. I'm sure that person also knew that I refused to report because he was obviously taken into confidence before they told me, right? So I believe this refusing to report is an important part of many organization conversations today. Even while people are deciding on promotions, I hear conversations when the HR and the business leaders sitting together and suddenly they say, hey, look, this won't work because this person won't report to so-and-so. Why? They have a long list again. And nobody wants a disruption. In any organization, we are making a change, but we want the least disruption because those change managements are difficult. So half of the considerations are about, can A report to B or B report to C? And this refusing to report has become a norm. So I want to ask you, how many times have you refused to report to people in your career? Or are you the quitting types who says, okay, I'm not going to fight this out, or I quit? Or is there a third way where we give a chance to somebody whom we have only heard about, whom we have not worked before? Because after all, promotions and hirings are about the potential, isn't it? Can we give the chance like somebody else can give a chance to us tomorrow without a bias or a prejudice? Or let all of us continue this refusing to report or quit? Let me know what you think about refusing to report and getting away. Thank you.